Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of tennis. So y'all check this out. We at the U.S. Open. It's getting further and further in the tournament, and big things happen. You know, the legends are still around. Other legends, maybe even new legends. It's like that. U.S. Open, fourth Grand Slam of the year. Now, I just got to go back. I hate to say it, but it's Venus. Yeah, baby, she's got it. Your girl, Venus Williams, is remarkable. All right, she's 37 years old. We know she had the Sjogren's syndrome. I can't really pronounce it. It saps your energy. She went through that. She's 37 years old. Injuries have kept her out a while, but she keeps battling back. And you just love her character. But Venus is in the semifinals of the U.S. Open. That's really huge to make to the semifinals. In the quarters, she beat a real game, Petra Kvitova. And Kvitova is coming back from something herself. She came back from a knife injury that happened with someone trying to rob her house in her native country. And, that psychological thing going through something like that, I thought it's hard to go through something like that, but then it makes sport or whatever you're doing, your hobby or, okay, your job in this case, but it makes it relative. So she's going to come out there swinging, right? And she has been. She won the tournament in Birmingham. She was in good form, and she was playing well in this match against Venus. They two big, tall, rangy girls with a lot of power going at each other, one of them being a left-hander and Kvitova, and power serving, that kind of thing. These girls went at it, 7-6 in the third set. That tells you everything. They went at it. Venus came out on top this time, but she doesn't all the time. She had lost the last 3 matches to Kvitova, so she had much respect. So these girls, and they've had 3-set thrillers before. So it's good to see Kvitova back on form, and in any fast surface, you're going to have to deal with Kvitova anyway. That's the way that goes. But you're going for Venus a little bit more in this one because she's getting up there. You don't never know what her last match. It could be any day because she's 37 years old, I repeat. So good to see her doing well. And another thing, a little side note. When this tournament started, there were 8 players that could possibly become number 1 after winning this tournament. Or you're going far in this tournament, depending on where you were ranked. All of them seem to be out. Halep was the first one, ranked number 2. Muguruza, ranked number 3, she's out. Even Svitolina, who my dark horse, is out of there. Konta didn't even show up. So, it was a few players. Wozniacki could have became number 1. So all these players, so Venus Williams can still become number 1, probably. Now, the thing would be Pliskova, who is number 1 right now by the skin of her teeth, is made the quarterfinals. She's playing against Coco Vandeweghe. So depending on what Coco does there, if Pliskova reaches the final, I think that would be enough to hold off Venus Williams. But it wouldn't have been enough to hold off Simone Halep. Well, it's a long story going back and forth. But of the players that can still become number 1 at the end of this tournament, Venus is still one of them, which is a remarkable story if that were to happen. But I think Pliskova is going to bring this home. We'll see later on. Now, for women's American tennis right now, is a resurgence, something that you don't see so much. It's not act like it don't happen. It's pretty good. It's happening at the U.S. Open. Sloane Stephens also has made it into the semifinals. She's going to be the opponent of Venus. Sloane comes through in 3 sets against Sevastova, who put out your girl Sharapova, so was on good form. So Sloane Stevenson, after also being injured for 11 months with a foot injury, is back. Great story there. All right, we all talked about Coco Vandeweghe. Madison Keys is still in there. I forgot who Madison Keys beat in the last match, but it was somebody, matter of fact, Svitolina, if I'm not mistaken. You're not beating Svitolina. Ukraine brings the pain. Madison Keys has done that. So it's good to see these girls doing their thing at the U.S. Open. It's good for American tennis because let's not act like that is happening all the time. If the Williams sisters wasn't up there, we wouldn't have been having people in the semis and in the finals of these tournaments because the last one to make a semifinal at the Grand Slam or at the U.S. Open that wasn't named Williams was way back in the Stone Age. No, I'm not going that far, but it was before 2010. I forgot what year it was, like 2007 or something like that. So it's been a minute. And that's just talking about reaching the quarters and semifinals. Not doing that good. So this, to have 4 ladies in the quarters is not bad. Looks like we're gonna have about 3 or 4 of them in the semifinals. So let's see what happens going forward. But let's go back up to Venus. The girl's got it, right? Let's get on her. Let's get behind her and see what she can do. This is the twilight of her career. Let's see how far she can go. All right? Doing sports talk worldwide, and I'm about to here, y'all.